Streetlight Conversations, bro.
Come on, dog.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for being here, man.
I appreciate it.
Oh, most definitely, man. We've been rocking together for a long time, so thank you for pulling up on me.
How long was it? What was
It's been over a decade, man.
Yeah. God, dog.
Yeah, it's been some
God,
years, man. Yeah,
dog,
2015, 2016, around there
No,
for
it's
sure.
been about a decade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely been about a decade.
I was about 27 when I first started doing those shows and all. I think that's where we had our first show together, at least.
And where was that at exactly?
It was with Brent Roach.
Yep. Stuck in the 90s?
Yeah, yep.
Wow.
I think that was the first time we did something together.
Absolutely. You're right, man. That's crazy,
I was
man.
About 26, 27.
It's amazing, man, to see the journey that all of us have gone on, and to see where we still headed. So that's amazing, man. So I brought you here today, man. Again, my latest exhibition, When the Streetlights Flicker, is really, for me, it was therapeutic, and it was kind of inspired, by my childhood. And I was really curious to, get some of the, the artists and the homies that I rock with specifically, and kind of get to know a little bit more about them and a little bit more about, their path as artists, and kind of how their childhood may have played, a part in that. So growing up, we both are almost, kind of similar in age, definitely similar geographically. What did it mean for you, that phrase of when the streetlights, be home before the streetlights come on? What did that mean to you when you were growing up?
I don't know. It was just be back home, man. It's like we outside sweating, dirty, this and that. But by the time that streetlight come on, it's getting late, time to eat. And you better be in there, or, she would start worrying. Or, you might have a whooping waiting. So that was it. It's just, that's when it was safe. It's dark, bring your butt in.
Man,
that's what it was.
It's crazy that was just so universal for us, man. Like, obviously we from the same city, but, not from the same, neighborhood or whatever. But I think it doesn't even culturally just what that means to us. And that's why this has been so dope to have, different artists of, different age, different genders, kind of talking about this and kind of what that meant in our childhoods, and man, it's super dope.
It's crazy how that was the alarm. Like we didn't have watches, phones, time, none of that. But it's like once you seen that thing come on, all right, it's time to get back.
It's time to get in there.
That's kind of cool thinking about it.
Absolutely, bro. What memories from childhood would you say you find yourself kind of revisiting the most?
What's crazy is I say it was just being with my family, my brothers. And to this day, we still doing that. Still acting the fool, playing a lot. But we used to have a creek in the back of our house, and we just be catching frogs, snakes. So it was just like this, I don't know if it was a freedom. It was just like a ignorance, like a blissful ignorance, just of life, just on a journey to whatever that day brought. So that's what I think about, just how everything was just not planned out. You didn't even know nothing, so everything was an exploration.
That sounds very eerily familiar when you said just like oblivious to it. And when I think back to, just the way we operated, as kids, and at the time, the world, we knew it was a little crazy, but, we didn't, to the extent we didn't know, and just like how we just lived so freely. Like you said, I share a lot of those similar things, that nature, going out and just being deep in woods and things of that nature, and I'm not really thinking about that, things that we would think about now. Am I on somebody's property? Is it poison ivy out here? Is it something else out here that could get me? I'm trying to do whatever I can do to catch me another salamander. Because I caught one and I'm like, this was so cool, but they only live for 2 days. So I'm like, I know where I caught it. I got to go get another one. But I'm not even thinking like, hey, I'm a little black boy in, this suburban area and these woods, they belong to somebody. Like, I'm saying? So you might be on somebody's property, but you're not even thinking about any of that. And how would you say some of those memories are maybe like, if at all, reflected in your work? Those childhood memories you're sharing with me.
So, I think I haven't really described my style yet or figured it out, but people do tell me I have a style. But I think it's still just like this. It's like a little bit of structure with a little bit of looseness to it, which I think that's how my childhood was. That bring my mom in doing the best she could, but we were still just boys. So just it's like coloring in the lines, but just going out a little bit.
Just a little bit, just enough.
Yep, just enough.
Gotcha.
So I think that's what my work is.
And you said you had, siblings, brothers. Just curious, how many?
2 younger brothers and a younger sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you're the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And let me ask you, When do you think you knew what your calling was? If you even, if you even have an answer to that.
Yeah, no, I'm in the process of still figuring that out. I thought it was art. Well, as far as just the art goes, I say, yeah, I still don't know. I'm just not having the time to breathe and just look back or even look at life itself. So it's just like, man, I'm at least in this art world or just period, I'm like somebody. So just yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what it is. I don't think it's just art. Yes, I can talk through that or whatever the case is, but I think it's just people, man. I just like talking to people and yeah, just helping them find that free self.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that's, not that, I can validate that, but just from knowing you, man, and like you said, how easy you are to talk to and just, observing, we've been in a lot of spaces where maybe I've been a hired photographer or videographer, so I'm, documenting and I see how you just engage with people, man. And no, I definitely get that. Definitely. Let me ask you, as an artist, who or what would you say has been your biggest inspiration?
So it was Basquiat, just as an artist itself, just I like that whole just flow of him as a person, just how he moved through life. But right now my inspiration is people. Like coming into the studio and like I said, just seeing this. I didn't have no expectations, but just seeing this like this is the new inspiration for the day or the moment. Just this is dope just to say that on camera.
Thank you,
camera.
bro.
But
Thank you. Greatly appreciate
yeah, so
that.
it's just people in everyday occurrences.
I love that, like, that people are what kind of inspires you, because I feel like we have some alignment there. For me, it's specifically first, my children, but just children in general. Like anytime, I'm able to kind of help the youth with anything, like, I kind of, it's never a problem for me, or almost like, maybe even go out of my way, because it's like I have, knowledge that they don't. So if I can give you something like, in this instance, and you're coming to me, asking me, I'm like, that's super dope. Like, I'm heavy into fishing, and I've had, boys ask me, hey, sorry to interrupt you. Could you, help me with this or that? Or how did, what are you doing to catch these fish over here? And, taking the time on them, like, it's no bother at all. But like the inspiration, like you said, just people being an inspiration, I think that's huge, man.
Yeah, he was a fisher, man.
Yeah, I actually got into fishing about 4 years ago now. I think this has definitely been my most successful, the funnest, whatever way you want to put it, year fishing yet. Like meaning like, it's kind of, it depends on what you're fishing for.
Yep.
And, specifically when I started out, I wanted to kind of learn how to fish bass. And, it can be very tricky as far as like, what they want to bite onto and, just the particulars about it. So, for years it was kind of, really wasn't catching any. So, I would go to switch the bait to catch some things that, are easier to catch, basically, like bluegill and stuff like that. But yeah, this year, man, I haven't been counting, but like it's been a lot. Like I've caught a significant amount of bass, some big ones. So it's been pretty fun out there, man. But yeah, I got into that just looking for a hobby. Like, naturally, photography, has always been a hobby, but when it turns into work, they blur the lines. And again, all of this stuff that you see here are things that I went out and essentially did on my own over, the years, basically, just kind of in my own free time for whatever particular reason. So I still find the time for it, but when, you do get paid for it and it blurs into so many lines. The determining the hobby between the work can get a bit hard, basically. So I wanted just a pure hobby, and that was kind of how I got into it. And let me ask you, how has your definition of success changed over the years?
I don't know if I ever knew what success was as a kid or even looked like. But right now it's just literally just peace and happiness, man. Like just realizing that's where the worth and value is. So like even with the art, I feel like I took a year or two off, man. I was still doing commissions for people, which is, I'm grateful for, and it's a blessing.
Right.
People still hit me up. But it's just like, yeah, every day I just realize it's just your own, like I said, peace and happiness and health and wealth. Well, wealth is not. Yeah, it's just peace and happiness, man. That's what's changed, and that's what I look to, or that's what I look for.
That's amazing, man. And I love to, see that you like protecting that peace. Like I know when we spoke, we were originally, forgot that I had, your number. So we were really kind of just communicating on like social media. And I'm like, hey, I think it's probably easier for us to, just communicate via text. And you like, I'm actually, been really kind of avoiding that basically because it's just a lot more, it's slower. Like, hey, I may not, a text is a lot more abrupt.
It's right there.
Like, yeah, and if, God forbid, it's a phone call, like, you could be listening to music, whatever it might be, like, that phone call kind of trumps everything. And even if you ignore it, like, it's still interrupted what you were doing. And, I definitely didn't take any offense to that. I'm like, like, it's a healthy boundary. So I love, like, when you said, peace and happiness, that ties into it, man. And I love to see, especially in a climate, that we living in, man, where you might not even have fresh air one day or be able to eat a salad, being able to protect your mental, man, that's real, man.
For sure.
So I'm gonna ask you, and this is actually my last question, man. What would your younger self be most proud about you today?
Well, I don't know if it's like transparent, but just me, I just moved into my new apartment maybe a week ago.
Congratulations,
and
man.
I say I appreciate it. My younger me 4 or 3 years ago would be proud right now. So, I'm just proud of those things,
That's amazing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like something grandiose. Like it could literally be just moving into an apartment and just having my own space and having this key to this door, man. So again, I love to hear these things. You look healthy, man. You are definitely sound like you in a great headspace. So please keep protecting that peace, man, and keep trekking along this journey. It's been a pleasure, knowing you and watching this journey this long, man. And again, thank you for pulling up on me for this Streetlight Conversation, man. It's been great.
For sure that.